Hi, how's everybody doing tonight? Trying to get my mojo back. It's been a while since I recorded. I've got my candles burning. I've got my Pablo sticks. I love the smell of them. And so I thought I would check in and see what we could talk about. I've been thinking about faith and religion. It's been on my mind a lot. So I'm probably going to start with that. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about how important faith is, belief. Let's start with belief. Belief is what you think perhaps is true. And faith is what you know. It's a knowing. It's knowing that something is true. And these elements are a very, very important part of what you need in this life. Faith is as important as water is to the body. You can't really accomplish very much without it. You have to have faith. You have to have faith in many things. But the most important thing that you have to have faith in is yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to trust yourself. And you have to know that you were not an accident, that you were born for a purpose, that you have a mission, and you have some gifts. You may not know what those gifts are, but you have some gifts. And you were brought here to this earth or sent here to this earth to deliver those gifts. So, not necessarily for your own benefit, but you're here for the benefit of others. We need you. We need what you were brought to this earth to bring. It might be your music. It might be your athletics. It might be your kind heart. It might be the shoulder that you give to cry on. Whatever that is, we need it. It is something that is important to this earth, to the people on this earth. A lot of people may or may not believe that we are all intertwined, but I believe that we are. I believe that we are all interconnected, and when one of us is out of sorts, it impacts somebody else somewhere else. And as watching the news, you hear of all these deaths and murders and all this negativity, especially here in Indianapolis. We are trying to be number one in the murder rate. When you hear of these things, it kind of gets you stressed, or it's downright depressing. You know, last week it was 4 teenagers got killed in one night, and 3 teenagers or 4 teenagers did the killing. So now you have families lost 4 children, and now 4 more children are going to be lost because they're going to spend the rest of their life in prison. And if and when they ever get out of prison, chances are they're never going to be the same. They're whatever innocence they may have had going into prison, they sure won't have when they come out. And we don't seem to understand that we're all connected, and that this negative mindset, this evilness that seems to be around us, all around us at every turn, is not good for any of us. That hate begets hate, evil begets evil, and if we want this world to be a better place, each and every one of us has to take a stand. And the way you take a stand is by 1, loving yourself. 2, appreciating who you are, just the way you are, with your perfect imperfections. And 3, believing in yourself, moving from belief to faith, that you were here for a reason, that you were here for a greater good, and that you have something to bring to this world, that people are waiting for the message that you have to deliver. And love. That's the last thing, but really should be the first thing. We have got to change this element of hate to love. We have got to learn to love each other. We have got to learn to love those that have done us wrong, those that have harmed us, those that have crossed us. We have to learn to love the racists, the sexists, the homophobics. We have got to learn to love them. We may keep our distance. We've got to learn to love them. That's the only way we're going to change this world. For those of you that are followers of Jesus, Jesus said it all up and down the Bible, that love is the way. Love is the key. But for those of you who don't believe in Jesus or don't believe in any kind of religion, the answer is still the same. Whether or not you believe in something doesn't change the facts, doesn't change the scenario. The sun comes up and it shines, whether you believe in the sun or not. The moon controls the waves twice a day. It doesn't matter if you believe they do or not, it still does occur. So I just want to say tonight to everybody out there, love yourself. Get that faith up. Get that faith up that you can do things. I have all kinds of examples that I can give you about faith and believing that I've used in my life, and so many of them that I'm not even sure which one to start with. But I can tell you this, my youngest daughter, she was born at a time when I was at my highest level, my highest spiritual level, my highest cleanliness level, I guess you'd say. Spiritually clean. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do any kind of drugs. I was a vegetarian, and I was studying the Quran actively every day, and I was conscious of what I did, what I said, where I went, who I kept my company with. And so she was born into this very clean environment. And one of the things that I taught her was that faith, that if you want something, that you have to believe in it, and you have to picture yourself being able to do it, and that if you believed in it and you saw yourself doing it, you could create it in your mind, you could manifest it. And she exercises this very, very well. About a year ago, she was tired of her job. She was tired of the frustration and aggravations of her job, and she's like, I want to change jobs. And she'd been on this job. It's the only job she really ever had. For the most part, I mean, she had a couple of like Burger King, McDonald type jobs, but this was the only real job that she had. It was certainly the only full-time job she'd ever had, and she'd been there for 10 years. And she set in her mind that she wanted a different job. She wanted something that had the flexibility that her present job had, but she also wanted something that was going to help her grow and help her to find herself and bring out her better self. And she applied for a bunch of jobs, and she got a phone interview for United Way, and she had the job sold on the phone interview. And when she went into the in-person interview and she talked with them, she told them, I claim this job. This is my job. I've got this. And just as she had created it in her mind, just as she had set her mind to that was the job that she wanted, and that was the job she was going to get, she got that job. Not only did she get the job, it is everything that she wanted it to be. It is the flexibility that she wanted. It's providing the growth and development that she needed. It's giving her confidence. It's giving her an opportunity to do everything it is that she wanted to do. My other daughter, similar situation where she said, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. When I finish this job, this is going to be my last job. She set that in her mind. Now, she's got 2 children and she doesn't have any financial support whatsoever other than herself. And she set that in her mind. And when the time came, and it was a temporary job that she was on, and when that job was over, she said, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to work for anybody anymore. I'm going to work for myself. And she was able to start her own business. She started a couple of different businesses before she got the what she really likes. But she was able to get her own business up and running. She does painting, and she makes jewelry, and she works her own hours, and she is making it work, taking care of her 2 children. And she has the flexibility to go to all the parent things at school and be active in her children's life. And she did all this by the belief, the faith that she could do it, and the determination. And I share these stories with you just to give you some examples of how you can create what you want in life, how you can ask for it, set it in your mind, visualize yourself doing it, and go out there and do it. Not only are they doing what it is that they created, they also are giving back to the community. They're bringing something to the table. One, she has her art and people love their art, and she has the jewelry and people love the jewelry that she provides for them. She delivers groceries for people and they love her service. And the other one, she does all kinds of community things, and she is making a difference in the community. And I just want to say to you all to please keep in mind that you are creators and you create your own. And what it is you want, you can have, as long as it is not taking away from somebody else, as long as it's not infringing upon somebody else's will. If you like these videos and you like what I'm talking about, please be sure to subscribe below. If you have any questions or comments or some other subject you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. Talk to you soon.